There's something magical about fall. The crisp air, the golden light, and that irresistible desire to wrap ourselves in fabrics that feel like both comfort and luxury. Fashion this season isn't just about staying warm. It's about expressing confidence and timeless style in new, creative ways. In today's video, we'll explore 5 standout trends, from plush faux fur to rich chocolate tones, and see how they can bring elegance, personality, and joy to your autumn wardrobe. Faux fur and shearling coats are back in the spotlight, but not in the heavy, overly dramatic ways of the past. This season, they arrive with a sleeker, more modern interpretation, silhouettes that skim instead of overwhelm, colors that whisper luxury rather than shout. They carry all the glamour of old Hollywood, yet they've been reimagined for the woman who wants both presence and practicality. Slip into a cream shearling coat on a brisk morning, and it feels like a warm embrace you can take with you, a shield against the chill that somehow never sacrifices elegance. Pair it with tailored trousers for quiet sophistication, or throw it over your favorite jeans for a kind of effortless chic that doesn't need explanation. The beauty lies in its duality. Indulgent and protective, dramatic yet versatile. I still remember the first time I wore faux fur to a dinner out. The room was softly lit, the evening buzzing with conversation, and though the coat itself drew the eye, the compliments I received weren't about the fabric or the cut. People said, "You look so confident tonight." And that was the revelation, that fashion, when chosen with intention, doesn't just decorate us. It amplifies what we already carry within. That is the quiet power of these coats. They don't merely keep us warm, they remind us that luxury and responsibility can coexist, and that style, at its best, is not just about what we wear, it's about how it makes us feel and how others feel in our presence. Fringe has returned with a lively spirit, not as a passing trend, but as a reminder that clothing can carry rhythm. Whether it dances along the edges of jackets, sweeps across the hem of a skirt, or sways from the side of a handbag, fringe adds a sense of motion that makes style feel alive. It doesn't just adorn, it performs. With every step, it moves in harmony with you, echoing your confidence and amplifying your presence. What makes fringe remarkable is its versatility. A fringe jacket paired with a fitted slip skirt strikes that perfect balance between drama and poise, a look that commands attention without raising its voice. A fringed handbag, on the other hand, can transform even the simplest outfit into something with personality and flair. Its detail and movement wrapped into one. I remember once wearing a fringed shawl to a concert, and as the music filled the room, the threads shimmered under the stage lights, catching every note as if I were part of the performance itself. That is the deeper beauty of fringe. It doesn't just help us to be seen, it helps us to be felt. It creates an impression that lingers, like a melody, like a memory, like the essence of style itself.
heritage prints are timeless, patterns that have walked through centuries, carrying stories with every line and check. And yet, each season they return with fresh energy, reinvented in ways that feel strikingly modern. A tartan coat draped over a soft, neutral knit dress doesn't just warm the body, it warms the heart, wrapping you in a quiet nostalgia that feels both comforting and chic. These prints whisper of tradition, the memory of school days with crisp uniforms, autumn family gatherings where scarves were borrowed and never returned, or the warmth of a blanket shared on a long train ride. They remind us of roots, of belonging, of the continuity of style across generations. But plaid today isn't about being stuck in the past. Worn with sleek trousers, a leather belt, or even modern sneakers, it steps confidently into the present. It transforms from countryside classic to city statement without ever losing its soul. That's the beauty of heritage prints. They hold memory and modernity in the same breath, allowing us to feel grounded while still looking forward. Every time I wear plaid, I feel as though I'm weaving myself into that long lineage of style, honoring what came before me while leaving my own imprint on how it looks today. It's not just fashion, it's continuity, confidence, and connection, stitched into every thread. Oversized shoulders, billowing sleeves, sweeping skirts. Exaggerated silhouettes are stepping into the season with unapologetic boldness. These pieces are not designed to conceal. They are created to celebrate strength, presence, and individuality. There is something liberating about wearing a garment that refuses to shrink into the background. It makes no apologies for its size, its shape, its drama, and neither should we. To slip into an exaggerated silhouette is to step into a kind of wearable architecture. The garment creates its own landscape around you, one that redefines how you move through a space. It demands room, it commands attention, but it does so with elegance, more statement than spectacle. Wearing such a piece feels like becoming part of a performance, each fold and sweep of fabric adding to the story you're telling without words. I once attended an art exhibit where I wore an oversized sculptural coat, its shoulders sharp yet fluid, its hem brushing just above the ankle. As I walked among the installations, people looked at me not as though I was in the gallery, but as though I was of it. The coat blurred the line between fashion and sculpture, and in that moment, I realized I wasn't just wearing clothing, I was carrying a story, a mood, a presence. That is the deeper truth of exaggerated silhouettes. They transform us into living art. They allow us to embody strength, creativity, and confidence in ways subtle clothing sometimes cannot. It's fashion at its most fearless, not just covering the body, but expanding it into something larger, more memorable, and entirely unforgettable.
Chocolate brown has quietly become the new black. Not loud, not insistent, but persuasive in its warmth and depth. Where black can sometimes feel stark or severe, brown softens the edges, grounding the wearer in something more tactile, more connected to the earth. It is endlessly versatile, a shade that slips effortlessly between day and evening, casual and formal, always carrying with it a sense of understated elegance. Paired with deep purples like aubergine or oxblood, chocolate brown comes alive. The contrast is subtle but powerful, creating an aura of sophistication that feels both modern and timeless. Together, these tones echo the richness of autumn evenings, the scent of cocoa rising from a cup held between chilled hands, the velvet hush of twilight settling over the city, the quiet glow of lamplight spilling across cobblestone streets. What makes chocolate brown so captivating is not just its beauty, but its resonance. It is a color that feels lived in, familiar, reassuring, yet it carries enough depth to feel endlessly chic. It reminds us that luxury doesn't always need to sparkle or shout. Sometimes, true luxury is the comfort of feeling at peace in your own skin, of choosing a shade that reflects not just how you look, but how you want to feel. Wearing these tones isn't simply about color, it's about presence. It's about warmth that radiates from within, strength that doesn't need to announce itself, confidence that feels as natural as breathing. Chocolate brown is more than a trend. It is a quiet declaration that elegance can be both powerful and profoundly human. This fall, fashion is more than fabric. It's a way of telling our stories, embracing our confidence, and celebrating beauty at every age. Which of these trends speaks most to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Maybe you have a favorite plaid memory, or perhaps you're ready to try rich purples this season. If you enjoyed this journey through autumn elegance, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with a friend who loves style as much as you do. Stay chic, stay confident at any age.